Okay, let's get started. Reading comprehension for non-native speakers of English. This is the part of the passage, and I took this from GRE textbook. Now let's get started. Reviving the practice of using elements of popular music in classical composition. A revive. This one. The practice of using elements of popular music in classical composition. Composition is making making something. In this case, making classical music and using elements of popular music in classical composition. Popular music, I think that this popular music and classical music are contrasted. So pop music versus classical music. And reviving the practice of using. So revive. To return to consciousness or life. This revive is a transitive verb, so restore to consciousness. Restore from a depressed, inactive, unused state, bring back, renew in mind memory. So, I think that this means restore. All right. So revive it means restore, to restore. So restoring the practice means using again. An approach that had been hibernation in the United States during the 1960s. I think an approach that had been in hibernation. Okay. Hibernation equals in the United States during the 1960s. This part is explaining practice. So practice of using elements of popular music in classical composition is an approach that had been hibernation in the United States during 1960s. Hibernation.
Hibernate.
Hibernate.
Hibernate. Hibernate. Hibernation.
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 Hibernation. Hibernation. Pass the winter in torpid resting state to become inactive or dormant. So inactiveness. Here in hibernation means inactive or sleeping. During 1960s, composer Philip Glass, born 1937, embraced the ethos of popular music in his compositions. Embrace here. This guy, Philip Glass, embraced the ethos of popular music in his compositions. Embrace and ethos.
Embrace.
Embrace is to collapse in the arms, hug, cherish, love, encircle, enclose, take up especially readily, gladly, avail oneself of welcome, take in or includes as part, item, elements of moral inclusive whole, charity embraces. So this is transitive. Embrace, take up or take in. So embrace means take, or more specifically use. The ethos.
Ethos. Ethos.
Ethos, distinguishing character, sentiment, moral nature, guideline, beliefs of a person, group, institution. The distinguishing character, sentiment, moral nature, ethics, morality, principle. Probably principle is, well, guiding belief. Yeah, principle, guiding beliefs. Belief or principle. So this guy used the method of popular music in his compositions. Glass, this guy, based 2 symphonies on music by rock musicians David Bowie and Brian Eno. This is based something on 2 symphonies on music by rock musicians David Bowie and Brian Eno. Bass. Okay.
Base.
And this is verb, transitive. Foundation, basis, find the base. Okay. Base something on something. But the symphonies sound, the 2 symphonies. Symphony is this one, 2 symphonies. But the symphony's sound is distinctively his. His means glasses. Popular elements do not appear out of place. Out of place. Out of place here means out of place, improper, inappropriate. Okay, inappropriate. In Glass's classical music, which from its early days has shared certain harmonies and rhythms with rock music. Glass's classical music, which and it from its early days has shared, have in common certain harmonies and rhythms with rock music. Alright, let's continue on the passage. Yet this use of popular elements has not made Glass a composer of popular music. Yet means but this use of popular elements means use of David Bowie or so, subject, has not made Glass a composer of popular music. So Glass did not become a composer of popular music. His music is not a version of popular music. So his music not a version of popular music packed to attract classical listeners. Packages to, not a version of popular music. Packages to attract classical listeners. Package, intransitive verb, make into package. Present in such a way as to heighten its appeal to the public. Maybe this one. To attract classical listeners, it is high art for listeners steeped in rock rather than the classics. So his music is a version of popular music packages to attract classical listeners. So his Glass's music did not attract classical listeners. It is high art for listeners steeped in rock. Steeped in rock. Steep, transitive verb. This one. Soak in a liquid at a temperature under boiling point. Cover with or plunge into a liquid. Saturate with a subject thoroughly too. Some strong prevailing influence. Practice steeped in tradition. So, influenced, maybe. So, steeped in rock. So, listeners, steeped here means who love, steeped in rock rather than the classic. So his Glass's music was loved by rock listeners, I think.